Hello students, welcome to the answer writing program. So today we will be discussing about 3 questions from the topic Science and Technology from GS3, and the topic is developments and their applications and effects in everyday life. Okay, so let's take an overview of all the 3 questions. The first question is related to the use of technology in promoting sustainable agricultural practices in India. The second question is related to 5G and its use in the various sectors in daily life. The third question is related to the key benefits that the e-vehicle have as compared to the traditional combustion engine vehicles. Okay, so let's start with the very first question. The first question says that we need to discuss the significance of technology in promoting sustainable agricultural practices. So we need to write about the technology significance in sustainable agricultural practices. So in introduction, what you can do, you can start with the very basic definition of sustainable agriculture and how technology can play a significant role via increasing efficiency, minimalizing the resource use, etc., and make a linkage over that. And then with this, you can write the body part. Okay. Let's see what we can write in the introduction. In introduction, you can write about the definition that the sustainable agricultural practices is about promoting the farming practices that are environmentally sound, economically viable and socially responsible. Like environmentally sound means the impact of the agriculture is very less negative impact on environment. Economically viable means that the farm activities should be economically viable. It should be profitable also to the farmer, and also it should ensure the food security. But again, it should be sustainable. Then it is about the social responsible. It means we have to take care about the livelihood or the dependent on the farming practices. It should ensure this livelihoodness. Okay. Next is about, you can write, link this technology with respect to the sustainable agriculture, that how technology can play a pivotal role in advancing this sustainable agriculture practices. Like how it will do? It will enhance the efficiency. Like if we use the farm equipments, then input-output ratio would be increased. If we use the high yield variety seeds, because this is a technology only, high yield variety seeds, then we can increase our production. So we need to enhance our efficiency with respect to if we use the high technological advancements in our agricultural practices. Next is about, we can minimize the resource use. Again, like we can be less dependent on the labor and we can do more mechanization of agriculture. Okay. Next is about reducing the environmental impact. Like we can promote zero budget natural farming. We can promote organic farming with the use of new technologies. We can use the sensor based irrigation method so as to reduce the water usage, so as to reduce the environmental impact of this excess water usage. Okay, so this way you can start the introduction. Moving on to the body part. Now the question is about technology in sustainable agriculture practices. So it's up to you, like how you can write this. Like you can write via writing this technologies like the vertical farming, biotechnology and genetic engineering, satellite imagery. You can use technology as your keywords in your answer, or you can write like the pre-production. You can make this table as well, then production, then post-production. Like in pre-production, what we require for that? We need seeds, we need irrigation, we need fertilizers, we need land, etc. So with respect to seeds, how technology can use in seeds, like via developing high yield variety seeds. Irrigation, sensor based irrigation farming like drip irrigation, sprinkle irrigation, this is technology only. Then fertilizer, you can write about the newly developed nano urea. Again, we are dividing the urea into this nanoparticle size so that its reactivity is increased, its surface area is increased, its usage should decrease, because in the less amount only it increases its reactivity. So all these are the technological advancements in agriculture practices only. Then with respect to land, how digitization can help in the optimal usage of this land. So all these way you can write the this pre-production and technology. Then with respect to production, what you can do, you can check the soil moisture, soil health, etc. With respect to precision farming, again this precision farming practices is the technology only. It is dependent on GPS, sensor based data, satellite imageries and drones. Once you grow the crop on the land, you can check the health of your crop and do the tailor-made solutions. If in any part of your land the crop is damaged, you do not have the need to sprinkle the urea over everything or the new medicines for the farm. So with respect to these technologies like GPS, sensor based technology and the satellite imageries, you just find out the patch of the land where the pest attack or the disease is there. So with respect to production, you can write this. Now coming to the post-production, like how technology can help in selling, marketing of the produce. You can also write about AgriStack. This is the initiative via the central government and the state government, so that it connects the farmer for the end-to-end services, from buying the inputs, from using all these practices, and finally to the output like the marketing and the selling of their produce. So they have their options. And with over all these things, you can write about how overall farming system can be managed through the software solutions. Farm mechanization, you can write that. So there are ample solutions with respect to the technologies there that you can write in your particular answer. Okay. Yes, this particular thing is about livestock, that how technology is being used in the livestock management also, like integrated livestock management, first thing, and second thing is about the cross breeding. With respect to the new technologies also, like how they should be, it should be done, like in the recent times, Friesian, Holstein, Friesian and Sahiwal cow is being crossbred to produce Freswal to increase the milk production. Okay, so you can write this. Moving on to the this is the same what we have already discussed. Now moving on to the conclusion, what you can write the summary, or you can write some government initiatives, that what government is doing for this advancement of the technology. So you can write that how technology driven sustainable agriculture helps to keep to address this food security and also doubling the farmers' income. Also you can write about that Ashok Dalwai committee also they have also focused on how this agriculture can be transformed via this digitalization. And you can also write some government initiatives like Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana and submission on the agriculture mechanization. How government is promoting the technological advancements in this farming practices. Okay. Moving on to the model answer, starting with some basic definition, then significance, and then finally conclusion. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Second question. We need to highlight the potential applications of 5G, fifth generation wireless network. fifth generation mobile network. In the various parts of daily life, so we can write about the various dimensions that this 5G helps in the various factors of the daily life. So starting with the introduction, you can write the very basic definition of the 5G, that 5G is the latest upgrade in the mobile broadband networks. What it offers high speed data, it offers low latency and increased reliability. So this is a 5G wireless network that is being designed to provide increased bandwidth, increased speed, low latency, and in this we can connect the big array of connected devices. So the connectivity is increased with respect to 5G. Okay, means the data transfers speed is increased, means the bits per second, this is increased. So this way you can start your introduction by giving very basic definition of the 5G and what its results into, what it has come for the what purpose. Moving on to the body part, we need to write about the potential applications of the 5G in the daily sectors of daily life. Okay, very first thing, for what purpose this 5G services has come. This has come for the increased data transfers. This has come to revolutionize the telecom sectors. Now we can hear with the clear voices, smoother video conferences, increased data speeds, increased upload and download speeds. Okay, so this has revolutionized the telecom sector. Next is about healthcare sector. Now with the advancement of this 5G sector or this wireless network, it has given impetus to the healthcare also, like how it has facilitated the telemedicines, remote consultation, especially in the rural areas and the underserved areas. It also helped in remote diagnostics and real-time patient monitoring. Okay, next you can write about the transportation, how this 5G has the maximum potential in smart cities, how the autonomous vehicles or the automobiles, how they can be connected to the roadside infrastructure in the smart cities. So this has boosted the transportation also, like the development of the autonomous vehicles and connected transportation system. Next you can write about the entertainment, this social media, this YouTube influencers, how they have come this very soon, that with the respect of 5G services only, like HD high definition streaming of the video content, this virtual reality experiences. Now the experiences are more immersive, more experienced, and the real-time multiplayer gaming. Then you can also write about how this 5G has a potential in the Internet of Things. Internet of Things means again the connectivity will be increased. So how this 5G helps in expansion of Internet of Things. Because we have seen in the intro also that with 5G we can connect the big array of the connected devices also. Okay, next is about education. In the corona times also we have seen that how the remote education was provided with the help of the 5G services. So it enhances the remote learning with the faster speeds, with the reliable speeds, with the better connectivity. So it also enables the digital universities. The digital universities is a concept that the universities will provide the degrees or the courses which totally will be digital. Means no need to go to the physical infrastructure, but your degrees, your studies, your overall day-to-day scenario will be done online. Next, you can also write about in this particular example about the phygital. Physical plus digital vocational training courses are being provided in India. Next is about, you can write about the agriculture, like whatever we have discussed in the previous question about how the precision farming, the smart irrigation, the sensor based, the GPS, it's everything is connected with respect to the internet. And with the advent of the 5G, it has moreover increased its effectiveness and optimal utilization of resources in the agriculture domain as well. Okay, moving on to the next part, because the question is asking about and it is also the 10 marker, it's asking about the potential applications. So you can also write about some challenges in its implementation. Just you can make some flow chart as well. You can make because this is not the desired demand of the question, so you can write about some challenges. You can write this way also. So what are the challenges? Like the infrastructural issues are there because there is a limited range and the obstruction by building. Now what is 5G? 5G is about millimeter waves because their frequency is high but the wavelength is small. So due to the shorter wavelength, they have the very limited range. So this will be obstructed by the buildings and trees. So this requires more connectivity of the cell towers for the comprehensive coverage. Otherwise, we have the infrastructural issues with respect to the 5G. Next is about the telecom sector woes, means the higher tariffs, revenue losses, high spectrum licensing fees and cutthroat tariffs war hinders the 5G implementation. Okay, next is about the digital divide. The rural urban divide is already there, and if this infrastructural gap is not removed, first thing, and second thing is about if it is not affordable and accessible by all the people, this digital divide would increase. Next is about the cost. So it poses some impact on the users with respect to the higher costs for the consumers because they need to upgrade their devices. Maybe whatever their devices were previously, they are not compatible with the new 5G services. So it poses some financial burden on the consumers also. Next is about the dependence on imports because the physical structure of this 5G, the optical fiber and etc. So we are import dependent for this telecommunication equipment. So it increases the import bill also as we go far in this telecom advancements. So what we need to do, we need to boost Make in India campaign. We need to be self-reliant in this, or we can do some international collaboration in this particular domain. So in conclusion, what you can write? You should write some catchy words in the conclusion as well as in intro so as to fetch the more marks. So what you can write over here? You can write that 5G, it represents a breakthrough in the wireless communication technology because it has the potential to revolutionize the various dimensions of the economy. So it is expected to add over $1 trillion to this global GDP by 2030. Okay, and you can also write about AJ Paul Raj committee with respect to 5G, that we need to resolve the challenges whatever is there in the 5G sector with this implementation as per recommended by the AJ Paul Raj committee in his report Making India 5G Ready. So this is very important. Like if you put the committee recommendation, the article numbers, the catchy words, whatever the Make in India campaign is, whatever the Prime Minister is saying, whatever the secretaries are saying, if it has some catchy thing in it, like any phrase or that, so you start writing it on your paper and try to memorize it as well. Okay. Moving on to the model answers, starting with the very basic definition of the 5G, then potential applications, then challenges in the implementation of the 5G, and ending with this committee recommendation. Okay. Moving on to the next question. The adoption of e-vehicles is rapidly growing worldwide. We know that this is the context set over here. How do electric vehicles contribute to reducing carbon emissions, and what are the key benefits they offer compared to the traditional combustion engine vehicles? So we need to write about this usages or potential application as compared to the traditional combustion engine system. Okay. So starting with the introduction, you can write about some basic data that India is targeting towards 30% of the EV penetration in the automobile market by 2030, and this electric vehicles are hailed as a future of mobility. because we are transitioning from the fossil fuel based economy to the renewable sources based economy, and this electric vehicle are hailed as the future of mobility, because the traditional automobiles, these are the very major chunk for the greenhouse gases emissions in the countries. Okay, moving on to the body, we need to write about the benefits of the electric vehicles over the traditional engines. So the very first is about the higher energy efficiency, because these electric motors are more efficient than the internal combustion engines. They convert the higher percentage of the stored energy to the power. Okay, so this way, because these are the energy efficient engines as compared to the traditional combustion engines. Next is about performance, because they provide the instant torque, like provide the quick acceleration. And you have also listened to the noise. They do not produce noise when they pass through the roads. We do not even notice sometimes that the electric vehicle is passing by. So their performance is very good. The quieter operations offers a smooth driving experience as well. Next is about the environmental impact, because the tailpipe emissions are zero. From this emissions, they do not produce any tailpipe emissions. So this reduces the air pollution. So this reduces the greenhouse gases emissions. Next is about, as we are reducing the less petrol, less diesel, so we will be reducing the import dependency for this crude oil. So EVs can be charged using the renewable energy sources as well, so decreasing the reliance on the fossil fuel. Next is about operating cost. So it lowers the fuel cost, whichever we were using as in the traditional methods. Like now we are using the electric vehicle, so we are charging through electricity, and this charging via electricity, it is very less as compared to the traditional engine where we burn petrol and diesel. Okay, so this wastage is also minimalized and we are operating at the best costs also. So these engines or these electric vehicles, they uses less fuels, and maintenance cost is also less due to the cheaper electricity and the fewer moving parts. There is no need for the oil change. So EVs often last longer due to the regenerative braking. Okay, so this way you can write about the benefits of the electric vehicles. Next is about the challenges. The very first is about the high initial cost. Although their maintenance is less, their long time benefits are more, but we have to invest initially the high cost. So high upfront cost. So this is there despite it has the potential for the long-term savings. Next is about limited average range. Means the limited range is there. It means like after one electricity full charge, maybe it is not at par with the diesel and the petrol vehicle. And also it poses the challenges because the infrastructure, this charging infrastructure is not available on roads. Next is about the battery technology. Again, we have the very big room for the improvement for this batteries designing with respect to the batteries efficiency and the optimization. We have a room for the improvement in the energy density, charging speed, cost, along with the concerns about the degradation over time. Next is about the consumer awareness. We have the lack of the awareness with respect to the benefits, incentives and the environmental impacts of EV. So this is a very basic thing. Next is about the supply chain issues are there. Like if any supply chain challenges are there globally, so because again, whatever the requirements for the electric vehicles are, like the batteries, the lithium batteries, so we are import dependent on this. So if any hindrance in the supply chain, so this poses impact on this availability of some critical minerals or the critical metals. Okay, next is about the policy and the regulatory uncertainty, because there are the rapid changes in the policies. So this creates some uncertainty about the availability, about the usage for the consumers and the manufacturers. Okay. Next is about the conclusion. You can write about the summary that we need to take the collaborative efforts with respect to all the stakeholders like the government, the private partner, the consumer, etc. so that we can create a supportive ecosystem for the EV adoption. Next is about, you can write about that we need to increase this electric vehicle adaptations or adoption in India, because this mobility will play a significant role in India's journey from transitioning towards the renewable based energy. And we also about the target net zero emissions by 2070. You can write about some Panchamrit target also here. Okay, so this was the answer. Moving on to the model answer, starting with some basic data or the fact, then key benefits, then challenges, then again writing at the end is about the net zero emissions by 2070 and how this EV can play a pivotal role in that. Okay, so this was our discussion for the day. Thank you and have a nice day and keep writing.